So hello everyone. So today we are going to be talking about something very interesting. We are going to be learning how to connect our VS Code with our GitHub repositories. So first of all, I have a sample project that I'm going to be like putting in my VS Code. Then I'll carry that sample project, then I'll put it in my GitHub repository. So without wasting time, the first thing that you need to do is to create a repository. So first, I've already created a repository, it's named by project X. Then what you need to get is only the link to this repository, which is the URL. So you copy the repository. If you want me to teach you about how to create a repository, we shall do that. Just comment in the comment section. So you just pick the link to this repository. Then what you need to do, there are many ways of how to bring our projects in VS Code, but the thing that you need to know is there is a skill called cloning. So you can just clone the repository from GitHub, then it just comes to your VS Code on the local. Then you just need to write some few commands like git clone. Then after git clone, you paste there the link to that specific repository and you press enter. So it will clone this project. You can see that we have project X there. So now you know how to put the project there. So the thing is just simple now. We are going to learn how we can push our changes that we have made to our local file. Then we send them to the GitHub repository. So I have files here in my project. Let me just carry them and I put them in my new clone, which is project X. Just move them. Then maybe we can get rid of this. So now we have our project X. Now we have put some new files which contain some codes. I think you can see that. So now what you need to do is we want to push these changes to our GitHub repository. So first of all, you just need to know some few codes like on how to push them there. So currently you can see that we are in vid as the file, but let me enter project X, no, cd project X, I would say. Okay. Okay, I'm reading it. Oh, I made some errors. cd project, don't have a C there. Just put it like that. Then what you're going to do is very simple. You're going to first check the status. So git status. So what we have as our status, we are just trying to check what changes have been made like on this file. So you can see that it's just that we added HTML and CSS as our changes that we have. Then what you need to do, we have to use git add to get these changes on track. So you just write git add, then put a space, put that. So those changes will be held now like to our track. We are now tracking those two files that you have changed. Then the other thing is just to commit them. Just write git commit. Then you write just a simple message, maybe first changes, maybe let's say HTML and CSS. Then what's that? So you have committed our changes. Then after you commit, now you are going to push these changes to our GitHub repository. So very simple. You have to specify like which branch you have to push these changes. So I can just say maybe git since maybe let me say I'm going to push them to the main. So I just write git, then I say push, then I say origin main. So sometimes when you have just started like to push, you might need to write maybe -u if it's your first push. So far this is our first push, so we can use -u. But if it's not your first, you just push to that specific branch that you want to, then press enter. So it will take some specific time, just some few seconds. Then you can see this is already pushed now to our GitHub repository. So then if you come and check on your GitHub, you will see that. Maybe let me open the repository again for you to see if the changes are there. So if I open the repositories, you can see we have project X, and if I press on project X, you can see that we have two files, which is the HTML and also the CSS, obviously. So the codes are there, you can see that, just something like that. Then pulling them, it's just simple. Maybe if I make any changes, let's say I delete this file, let me delete it. Okay. All right. Let me delete this file, let's say, open it. Then we are going to delete the file. So we are deleting it, so you can commit the changes. Maybe deleting that, then I commit the changes. So if this file goes away, we don't have it, so we have new changes on our repository. So if I want, maybe, let me see, okay, so maybe I want to get these new changes to my file. I just need to, first of all, let's see the branch we are on is main, obviously. So we're going to pull from origin. I say main. I'm going to pull from origin main. Then, the moment I pull, you will see that the HTML file is also deleted to from our project. I think you can see the changes, so you can pull and push the changes. So next time we shall be talking about like basically how we can play around like with different changes, collaborations, and also you can try to suggest what we should talk about next time. And also we are looking forward to teach you like how we can be playing around with VS Code in other different ways. So thank you for today. See you next time.